Hi, and welcome to another episode of It's Just Racing, hosted by Jim and Jim. I'm Jim,
And I'm Jim.
and we're here to talk about racing. As per usual, we're going to start off with Supercross. The boys were racing in Seattle this week. One note in the 450 class, Jason Anderson was at the track but did not participate. He left before racing started for a family emergency. As of the time of this taping, I do not have any information on what happened, but we hope everything is all good in the Anderson family. Being on the West Coast, the 250 West Riders will be racing. In the 250 heat number one, Cody Schock had the whole shot. It was a really good race between Schock, Julian Beaumer, and Joe Shimoda. And that's the order they finished. Schock, Beaumer, and Shimoda. 250 Heat 2, Hayden Deegan got the whole shot. The young Australian Cole Davies got by him. Michael Mosiman and Jordan Smith crashed. The only reason that's notable is because Jordan Smith, this is his first race back from multiple broken ribs and a punctured lung 3-4 weeks ago. So, not a good way to come back.
Yeah, you gotta feel bad for Jordan Smith. There wasn't much he could do. The bike Michael Mosiman just came up and hit him.
The good thing is it hit him in the head. It didn't hit him in the torso, so probably didn't affect the ribs. Just rattled his noggin a little bit. Hayden Deegan screwed up, laid it down, went too tight into a turn. It only lost him one spot. Cole Davies held on to the win. Garrett Marchbanks second, and Hayden Deegan finished third. To the 450 heats, Aaron Plessinger got the whole shot. He's been doing a lot of that lately. Man's fast out of the gate. There's a 4-bike pileup right after the first turn, which included Malcolm Stewart. Aaron Plessinger hung on to win the heat race, Chase Sexton second, and Malcolm Stewart recovered from that first lap crash to finish third.
Yeah, Malcolm was flying. He was looking fast in that heat race.
I was surprised. I wasn't really paying attention to him. I was just hoping Plessinger could hang on, and all of a sudden Malcolm Stewart was there. It's like, whoa! 450 Heat Race 2, Justin Cooper with the whole shot. He's really turned it on lately too, hasn't he?
He has. He must be learning a thing or two from Cooper Webb.
It's the name.
Yeah.
You know, your name was going to be Cooper. Anyway, your mother said no. Cooper Webb got by him pretty quickly though, but then Justin Cooper took it back. It was a good race. Justin Cooper hung on to win, Cooper Webb second, and Justin Bam Bam Barsha finished third in the heat race. In the 250 LCQ, Lux Turner won. One note, Stav Orland. Did I say that right?
I think so.
A rider out of Uganda finished third to make his first Supercross A main. So good job, Stav. In the 450 LCQ, nobody wanted to win it. Frederick Noren was in the lead and crashed. And Anthony Rodriguez and Grant Harlan got together, crashed, running first and second, which gave Kyle Chisholm the win.
You know, they were talking about he's got the record now, which I'm not sure that's a record you want to have, but hey, the most LCQ wins in Supercross history, Kyle Chisholm.
Way to go, Chiz. The 250 main. Cole Davies had the whole shot. Julian Beaumer got the lead right away. Hayden Deegan laid it down again. I don't know what's up with him. He was arrested during their week off for just being a dumb kid. He was doing burnouts in a parking lot or something. But in true Deegan style, t-shirts and everything else were made. He had special riding gear this week, so it looked like a prison jumpsuit. I don't know if all that crap was in his head or what, but you know, 2 races in a row just to lay it down by yourself, he's a better rider than that. I don't know. There were a couple of good battles between Julian Beaumer and Garrett Marchbanks and Joe Shimoda and Hayden Deegan. Cody Schock, he cross-rutted and jumped right off the track, running fifth, landed on a tough block, so that knocked him out of a good finishing position. Cole Davies hung on for the win. It was the first A-main win for the 17-year-old Australian. Garrett Marchbanks was second, and Hayden Deegan finished third with what some people call a dirty pass that I thought was perfectly fine.
I'd agree with you. I mean, both riders stayed up. I really wouldn't call it dirty unless somebody gets knocked over in general.
There was a little issue afterwards. I've heard that both riders are going to be fined. Hayden Deegan and Julian Beaumaire don't like each other. Apparently haven't for quite a while. Beaumaire doxed Deegan after his arrest, gave everybody his address on social media. Just stupid kid shit. But, you're professionals. They had some words afterwards. Beaumaire grabbed Deegan by the helmet. Deegan slapped him like a little girl. It really wasn't anything, but I would assume some kind of fine or reprimand will come. I don't know. They're both kind of dumbasses in my opinion. There's a lot of different kinds of dumbasses in the world. Hayden Deegan's just kind of a dumbass. But in my opinion, Julian Beaumaire's a cocky dumbass. I'd prefer a dumbass over a cocky dumbass.
I mean, I think Hayden Deegan just kind of likes the controversy and, getting talked about. I think Beaumaire should spend some more time figuring out why he can't hold on to leads and he fades later in the race. Maybe if he focused on that, he'd be able to be a real championship rival. But that's just my opinion.
And opinions. We all have them, don't we? All right, 450 main event. Cooper Webb with the whole shot. Good battle with Ken Roxon. They were swapping the lead back and forth for quite a while. Chase Sexton and Justin Cooper joined in the fray as Ken Roxon, I don't know if it looked like he slowed down a little bit or he couldn't keep it going through the whole race.
Yeah, I think once he got past, everybody was just right there. And I mean, these guys, they're aggressive, and when they see somebody's struggling, they're going to pounce on that opportunity and try to come back from.
Roxon is suffering from a shoulder injury. He's got a torn tendon in one of his shoulders, so I don't know if he just ran out of gas there, couldn't ride as hard or what. But he says he's going to keep racing week to week and see how it goes. Anyway, back to the race. Chase Sexton got to the lead. Pulled away. It looked like it was going to be an easy win, and he got ruled back in by Cooper Webb. Cooper Webb passed him and won. So Cooper Webb first, Chase Sexton second, and Aaron Plessinger, the Cowboy, with another podium finish. That's 2 weeks in a row. I'm going on to points. 250 points. Hayden Deegan's in first. His arch enemy, Julian Beaumaire, is in second. 14 points back, and Cole Davies is making a charge. He is still over a race behind at 30 down, but he is making up points. And the 450 points, we've got Cooper Webb in the lead. Chase Sexton is 11 back. Ken Roxon's third. He's 34 points back. I don't think anyone's going to be a factor. It's going to be Cooper and Chase, in my opinion, for the championship, unless Chase Sexton starts Chase Sextoning again. But hopefully he can keep his head on straight and we can have a good championship battle in the 450s. Next week they are in Massachusetts at Foxborough Stadium, so it will be the 250 West Riders again.
Or the East?
Yeah, East-West.
Yeah.
Oh, the right coast. Yeah, right is East. Yes, okay. I don't know. Wherever Tom Brady won some Super Bowls, that's where they're going to be racing. On to the NASCAR Truck Series. NASCAR was in Martinsville. Some people like short track racing, some people don't. You can have your own opinion. Truck race really wasn't that bad. Corey Heim on the pole again. Dude's fast. He has a lot of bad luck, but he's fast. There are a couple cautions for single truck spins with help, of course, because it's Martinsville and that's the only way people know how to pass. But Heim won stage one. There's some varied pit strategies. Thought it was going to be pretty exciting. Um, but nothing really materialized as it went caution free, and Corey Heim won the second stage also. Stage 3, a couple more spins, no big deal. Um, nothing too exciting till lap 34 to go. Corey Heim, what's he do? Cuts a left rear after getting into Caden Honeycutt on a restart. They were first and second, and I don't know if they were just crowding each other, but just enough contact to cut a left rear on Heim's truck. So another non-win for Corey. Honeycutt inherited the lead with that. There's some really good 2 and 3 wide racing for a while until a caution came out. On the restart, Ty Majeski got loose, overcorrected. It's a mistake he doesn't often make. Got into Caden Honeycutt in his first and second place, and both wrecked.
I think he just got a little too excited. He was into that corner way too hot. He was never going to make it, and I think he kind of washed up trying not to hit Honeycutt.
Yeah, but he hit him, took them both out. Tyler Ankrum inherited the league after that. Thought he was going to win it, and all of a sudden Daniel Hemrick out of nowhere shows up. You know, lap traffic always slows you down, and it's easier for the guys behind the leader to navigate. So Hemrick took the lead with about 3 to go and won the truck race. And we had the Xfinity race. It was stupid. It was embarrassing. It was it's just a waste of time to watch, a waste of a ton of money to run that race. I feel about the Xfinity race the way that I felt about the ARCA Daytona race. It was a joke. It shouldn't be talked about. I'm not going to say a lot. I'll give you a little bit of information on it. Connor Zilich was on the pole. Everybody crashed. Zilich won the first stage. Stage 2, everybody crashed. Zilich won the second stage. Stage 3, everybody crashed. Sammy Smith did a kamikaze move to dump Taylor Gray out of the lead, coming out of the last turn, took out a bunch of cars. Austin Hill, who was running 5th, came ahead and he won it, coming out of turn 4. It was just a joke. Just got an update about an hour ago that Sammy Smith was fined $25,000 and lost 50 points for the kamikaze move to dump Taylor Gray. And that was Xfinity. That's all I have to say.
Well, I've got some comments. I won't speak about... I didn't watch the race because I knew this happens every year. It seems to be Xfinity. A couple of years ago, you had Ty Gibbs, taking out his teammate. That was an egregious move. Then after that, you had Sheldon Creed taking out his teammate, and people just wrecking for the win and then not even winning. It's I don't want to watch that kind of racing.
It's how kids race from when they're 4 and they're in go-karts. They use the bumper and they move the guy in front of them. Nobody ever teaches them correctly. And how can you expect them to race correctly when they turn on the TV and watch their heroes acting like complete morons and wrecking each other all day long?
One, I put the blame more on NASCAR. I think it's a direct result of the point system where the win is all that matters. I mean, you finish second now and nobody cares. It's, oh man, you didn't win. It means nothing. You can't have consistent finishes over a season and win a championship.
Gone are the days of Matt Kenseth winning the championship and not winning a race.
And so I think, the drivers, they're either forced to do that or they lose in NASCAR's new system. And all these kids like Sammy Smith, it's his 3rd year, so he's never raced in anything differently. So of course he's going to drive like that because that's what NASCAR wants. And I think as a governing body, they're fine with it because it gets people to watch. It gets people, someone to dislike, like they're going to watch to root against him. And so I don't think they really care that the racing, it's not racing anymore.
I suppose it's a show like wrestling or The Bachelor.
That's why I don't watch it, because the guy who deserves to win at tracks like this, there's nothing wrong with Martinsville. It's just easier to wreck people because of the slow speeds, because everybody's all close together and there's a lot of cautions. I don't watch... It's hard for me to even watch the road courses now, just because you just pump the guy into the turn. And
especially Coda.
Yeah. But, I watch less NASCAR because of this. And I'd like to watch it. I want to see good racing, but you don't find it in a lot of these races, in too many of these races.
And it's hard for me. I grew up going to short tracks. I raced short tracks for 13 years. And so, I mean, that's where my heart is. But I'd rather watch a super speedway or a road course nowadays than watch Martinsville or Bristol or anything like that just because of the way they drive.
And so, what I have for NASCAR is a proposal on how to fix the racing. And it starts with just scrapping the entire playoff system because it's dumb and never should have started in the first place. Get rid of the stage racing, have one race, and the new point system, which I'm going to read right now. You get 50 points for a win, and then it's going to go down in increments. So second place gets 47, so that's 3 fewer. And the rest of the top 5 get 2 fewer. So it goes down 45, 43, 41, and then 39. And then every position after that just goes down by 1. And then say you start 40 cars, last place gets 5 points. And then I like the days where you get the bonus for leading a lap. I'm going to change that a little bit and say the top 3 lap leaders. So like you lead the most laps, you get 3 bonus points. And then you lead the second most, you get 2. And third, you get 1. If one guy leads all the laps, you don't have to give out those extra points. And then there's something I like about IMSA. IMSA gives just a few bonus points for qualifying well. So I would put a 2-point bonus for qualifying on pole and 1 point for qualifying second. But that's just me. That's negotiable. But
That's negotiable. Who are you going to negotiate with? I suppose when NASCAR calls you and says, hey, we saw you on It's Just Racing. We'd like to talk to you about your proposal.
So what that does is the maximum points you can get if you win, you're on pole, you win, you lead every lap, is 55 points. And the points mean something now.
Versus just a win?
Yeah. And I think that makes the racing more exciting. I know NASCAR didn't like how people could clinch the championship before the last race, but if you have a good enough season, that's what should happen.
It's a season championship, not a one-day championship.
And the one other comment I had, the penalty for Sammy Smith, that's not going to change anything because he doesn't care about the points. And, 25,000, he's got sponsors and stuff, and that doesn't matter either.
And I'm sure Dale Jr. is going to challenge it, and they'll give him his points back, and they'll pay the $25,000 because that's like me buying a Pabst Blue Ribbon,
So what I would have done if I were NASCAR is I would have... Now, this might be a little controversial.
Oh, boy.
Well, I like how Formula One has race stewards, and IMSA has them. And I wouldn't go as far, because there's going to be contact in NASCAR. That's a given. But I think when there's something that obvious, everybody knows that was a dirty move. Kind of like how last year, Austin Dillon, when he wrecked those 2 guys for the win at, was it Richmond? That was obviously a dirty move. I think you have one guy who makes a call, on the spot, you watch one replay, and if it's obvious that's a dirty move, the penalty is you are scored behind the guy you wrecked, no matter where he finishes. I think that's just what I would do as far as reviewing those sorts of things.
All right. Well, when NASCAR calls, I will give them your personal cell phone number, and we'll go from there. Maybe we can get things changed. I doubt it, though. On to the Cup race. Wasn't too bad. Christopher Bell on the pole. Led first 23 laps till Chase Elliott got by him. There was a kind of a lame caution for a rubber brake duct hanging out on the track on about lap 32. Almost everyone pitted. 5 or 6 guys didn't. Josh Berry was the first of the guys who did not. Looked like he was going to win the stage with that strategy. But there was another caution near the end of the stage. Just about everybody pitted. Logano, he did not pit and led the last 2 laps of green flag racing before the stage ended. Josh Berry and Austin Cindric both were struggling with battery issues. Find that interesting. They're both Fords, and I believe the Wood Brothers cars are prepared by Penske.
That is true. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a Penske issue or if somehow they got a weird batch of batteries, but it's kind of ironic to have two guys struggle with battery issues. Stage 2, Chase Elliott led it until there was a caution for a truck that had stopped running with 56 laps to go. Hamlin won the race off pit road and won the stage. Green flags. Green flag stops started around lap 130 in stage 3. Shane Van Gisbergen's crew forgot to put the right rear lug nut on. His wheel fell off after his pit stop, which brought out the caution. So strategy out the window there. Everyone pitted and put Hamlin back in the lead. And then there were 5 more cautions. We had 2 good stages. Hamlin held on every restart. 5, 6 cautions. Hamlin held on and get 5 laps, caution. Hamlin got the lead, 5 laps, caution. It just got to be stupid like the Xfinity race was. On a funny note, Austin Cindric had to retire the car with 25 laps to go because Roger Penske Racing ran out of batteries. They had no more batteries left to put in the cars. So I don't know if other cars were also having battery issues or if they just don't bring that many batteries to a race. There must not have been an auto zone anywhere near. So yeah, Cindric's weird season got weirder as he had to park it because they ran out of batteries. Denny Hamlin ended up winning the race by about 5 seconds. Christopher Bell second, Bubba Wallace third, so it was a Toyota 1, 2, 3. And Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson for Hendrick Motorsports rounded out the top 5. Couple notes, actually one note, sorry. Legacy Motor Club has filed a lawsuit, I just heard about this about an hour ago, against Rick Ware Racing. They claim that Rick Ware has backed out of a signed agreement to sell a charter, which I find interesting since there's the whole lawsuit going on already about the charter system and how there's talk it may be scrapped in the first place. So I guess if I were Jimmy Johnson and the folks at Legacy Motor Club, I'd wait and see what happens there before I spend money on lawyers to sue somebody for something that might not matter.
Well, now if you're Jimmy Johnson, you do have an interest in getting this lawsuit through, because I would assume that it's the charter that for the car that Cody Ware is currently driving. And Jimmy Johnson, if you'll recall, he raced at Daytona and only Daytona. He is still ahead of Cody Ware in the points, even though Cody Ware has raced all 7.
They must have more than one charter. He's not going to give up his kid's car.
Come
on, Junior.
He should really consider that. If his kid is that slow.
Anyhow, next week the trucks are off. Xfinity and the Cup Series will be at Darlington. Always a fun race. Everybody does the throwback paint schemes or vinyl schemes as they are now. I've seen some of the renderings. Some of them are cool, some of them are lame, but it's always fun to see what the teams do.
I know you're a big fan of the Wood Brothers car that Josh Berry will be driving.
Oh, Wood Brothers. Okay, it's not going to be a Wood Brothers throwback because every car that they run is a Wood Brothers throwback. They are doing a 1960s Lotus Formula One Indy throwback. It's going to be dark green with the gold stripe. It's gorgeous. I'm going to be such a big fan this weekend of that car. So hopefully the Wood Brothers can get another win this year because that car is freaking sweet.
It is one of the classic paint schemes you love to see.
It's going to be beautiful. I love it.
Speaking of Formula One,
they did not race this weekend.
They didn't. They had a week off.
But there was action, wasn't there?
Yeah. After 2 races, Red Bull, they've pulled the trigger. Liam Lawson, he's back down to the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, and Yuki Tsunoda will be in the Red Bull for his home race in Suzuka. So, I mean, Yuki thought that he deserved that ride to start the season. He really wants to prove himself. He seems real confident. I don't have high hopes for this weekend for him. I'm just seeing what that Red Bull has done so far this year. I don't think he's going to have a very good debut for a Red Bull.
I don't think he's going to have a good season for Red Bull, and I think Liam Lawson will finish ahead of him in points. The car is undrivable. The best driver in Formula One can't win with it. Max Verstappen. He can't win with that car. He's what, third, fourth, fifth? The car does not handle. And you put a rookie in it, and after 2 races say, you didn't do good enough. And then you bring up another guy who's not going to be able to drive it. How many careers are you going to try to ruin in one season? But they, from what I read, Helmut Marko has said that Yuki will be in the car the rest of the season. There's going to be no more swapperoos. So, yeah, if you've got a Fantasy One Formula League, I'd dump Yuki Tsunoda because he's not going to do anything in that Red Bull car.
So you're saying the smart move would be to have Isaac Hadjar this whole time?
I don't know. I guess you'll see.
One other note with Formula One, Haas is running a special livery, and it's themed with the cherry trees that are iconic to Japan.
It's beautiful. I know that's not something you're supposed to say about race cars, but there's going to be a couple beautiful race cars. One in NASCAR and this Haas car. It's just covered in cherry blossoms. It's a really pretty car. It's cool that they do that, for the race in Japan during the 2-week cherry blossom season. So that's going to be neat. Hoping they can get some points out of those cars. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all I've got.
All right. So next week we've got Supercross from Foxborough. We've got the Xfinity Series and Cup Series from Darlington. We've got Formula One from Japan. And whatever else we feel like talking about. If there's something you want to hear about, just let us know. And thanks for listening.